So this is the right thing to do. It absolutely is the right thing to do. It's always been the right thing to do. So I move that we authorize the mayor to sign the agreement to transfer APN 405-001 to the Wiat tribe and authorize the mayor to sign the grant deed to complete the transfer.
When this happened, I think the emotions and depth of feelings and the range of emotions were really intense. She basically talked to me about the building and the desire they had to transfer the ownership of the building. I was shocked. It was truly unexpected. So that's how it started.
So this for me is personal. It's very important. And I'm grateful that we're all doing the right thing. And I'm just thankful so much that all of you are out here. Thank you.
Yes, abolition is kind of like intoxicating. The process of like getting there, wow, it really has a lot of feelings.
Hello, 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 hello. What a beautiful theater. My name is Jim Fletcher. I'm an award-winning actor, reformed Native American impersonator, and proxy/muse for New Red Order. I'm excited to talk to you today about New Red Order's Give It Back program, which helps non-Indigenous people like me and maybe you, become accomplices in the Land Back movement. The Give It Back program offers real estate solutions with a decolonial twist and an opportunity to push back against the limits of law and logic, supersede the legal imaginary, and expand the realm of possibility. Operationalize your property to materialize the process. Give it back. In the last few years, the Land Back movement has entered the zeitgeist as Indigenous people continue to assert their sovereignty in the face of settler colonial alienation. Beyond the necessary disruption of taking back land, New Red Order's Give It Back program investigates, promotes, and presents actualized gestures of land being voluntarily released to Indigenous peoples.
I'm Kimber Gell, and I am the mayor of Eureka.
My name is Flynn Jameson. I'm an artist.
My name is Natalie Arroyo, and I am a Eureka City Council person.
Hi, I'm Christine Sleater. I'm a retired faculty member from California State University, Monterey Bay.
Coming from all walks of life, each one of these brave settlers possesses an innate drive to do something about the state of reality. And what better way to shape reality than through realty?
Our pilot program participants, affectionately referred to as Give It Backers, are a group of extraordinary individuals from all walks of life who have taken the ongoing legacy of settler colonialism into their own hands to create the conditions for material decolonization. This motley crew of dreamers are accomplices in one of the greatest crimes against reality, the rematriation of all Indigenous land and life.
It is possible to give land back, and this is a way of doing it.
The idea of selling land is something that actually should be reimagined.
We don't do real estate. We make real estate do better.
If you want something and it's the right thing to do, you can make it happen.
Operationalize your property to materialize the process.
I really have valued that shift of ownership and identity.
Exceptional theft deserves an exceptional return.
We talk a lot about equity and reparations, and yet there's not enough attention paid to what is truly the original sin, the genocide of our Indigenous people.
And it doesn't make you a bad person because of whatever your ancestors did or didn't do. The question is more what you're going to do.
In our introductory video, Give It Back, you can receive expert advice and best practices on how to begin your rematriation journey from people who have actually been through the process. So join us. Become a Give It Backer yourself. Get in on the ground floor of a growing and vibrant movement. Undermine the very concept of property. Hurry up. Give it back. Let go. Let's go.
This guide is but a means to start the process and is by no means comprehensive. Pursue material decolonization at your own risk. Any advice or guidance offered by New Red Order in this introductory video should not be viewed as a substitute for Indigenous consultation or legal advice. For additional inquiries and guidance how to continue your rematriation journey, reach out to 188 New Red 1 or sign up for more information at newredorder.org.
I know what you're thinking. The idea of land back can feel unsettling and overwhelming. It's a confusing, complicated, and largely unprecedented process that can encompass hundreds of years of local, national, and international histories. Let's face it, it took over 500 years to dispossess indigenous peoples of their land. Does that mean it's going to take 500 years to give it back? But don't get overwhelmed. Let us guide you home. We have trusted rematriation services that you can count on. Remember, we don't do real estate, we make real estate do better. You may have heard of our flagship Give It Back program when we rolled it out a year ago in collaboration with Creative Time on September 2023 at the World's Unfair. Across an immersive spectacle of animatronics, large-scale sculptures, video installations, and powwow grounds, the World's Unfair invited the public into an empty lot in what is currently called Long Island City, Queens, to promote, normalize, and enact material change via the simple act of giving it back. As animatronic trees and beavers engaged in a dialogic about the origin of private property, multiple video monitors introduced the public to our pilot program participants, the aforementioned Give It Backers, a group of elected officials, nonprofit leaders, and individual settlers who have voluntarily given land back to indigenous peoples. The World's Unfair featured the first ever Give It Back gathering, bringing settlers who have gone through the process of land return in conversation with each other. This expanding network of Give It Backers continues to grow exponentially, each one working to move beyond the symbolic in order to enact material decolonial change. The World's Unfair was a moment to gather, but also a moment to act. To bring the beginning and end of today together, we would like to continue to highlight the urgent work of Lenny Lenape-Kweyok and consider how we can all make material land transfers to the Lenape diaspora to help by any means necessary in creating pathways for return. In a time where the future appears bleak and non-existent, giving it back offers a bright path forward, a way for us to survive an apocalypse together. Because belief in the inevitability of manifest destiny brought us our contemporary reality, and belief in the rematriation of all indigenous land and life will make that reality a distant memory. But what does the rematriation of all indigenous land and life really mean? Which futures are we talking about, and what place is there in it for all of us? In its most conservative sense, decolonization is a reversal of roles, and we're not here for that bag. The other end of the spectrum presents more liberatory pathways to borderless, propertyless, nationless imaginings. It's not about kicking everyone out of what's currently called America. It's about forging new forms of kinship and reciprocity that are centered on the land and its original inhabitants, while calling everyone into that process. The land mass here is enormous, and its ecological capacity to sustain life is immense if we care for these resources correctly. Decolonization is about native sovereignty and self-determination. Simultaneously, it's about the earth and all of us sustaining, caring for, and living together symbiotically. So join us in forming a we, so we can dream and organize, conjure and enact the beginning of a future of reparation, a future of rematriation, a future where our locations and labors are not just who we are to the settler or who they are to us, a future where all indigenous land and life has been rematriated and the carceral state has been abolished, an inevitable future, if there's going to be one at all. You can have a place, but first things first, give it back.